What's up, Sister Squad? It's your girl Alyssa here, and today I'm going to start this video off by saying I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, but that is because I've actually been coming up with some really cool ideas for you guys that I will be uploading possibly next week, maybe the week after Thanksgiving. I've been thinking on this video for a while. I've actually been working on this for a while, and it's probably going to take me a couple days to record, a few days to edit. So please be patient. I hope you guys have been patient with me, and I hope you guys can continue to be patient with me because my life has just been getting busier and busier towards the end of the second quarter at school. I have an I-STEP retest on Monday. I have finals coming up, I have projects to do, and a lot of other stuff. So that's a little on why I haven't been uploading, but I have been recording and creating a lot of content for you guys. Now, this video is going to be some scary story videos. I know that it would have been a good idea to do them in October, but that's okay. I've been actually researching some stories and everything for this video because my stories are not enough. For this video, I will be giving you stories about what have happened to me and where they have happened, and I will be doing something really cool that I will not explain to you. As of right now, you will have to wait and see, and I hope you all enjoy that. So let's go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, subscribe and comment down below what you have thought of this channel and some scary stories of your own, like something paranormal that has happened to you in your life and in your house. We are actually going to start this video off with some stories from other people that I have found on the internet, which I will leave a link to the website down below, so that way I'm not stealing their content. So yeah, let us jump right into this video. And again, if you enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your own stories. Let's do this. Alright, so our first story is from a girl named Christy, and this little story is titled, "For Anyone with Loud Upstairs Neighbors." My sister and I were staying at an old historic hotel in the middle of nowhere in Montana. The building had been in use since the 1800s. My sister loves this place and has frequently visited it many times over the years. I was kept up all night by someone pacing around on the hardwood floors in the room above ours. It drove me crazy. In the morning, I asked my sister how she could sleep through it, and she told me that the upstairs of the building used to be a ballroom, but now it's carpeted and empty. The hotel staff confirmed that nobody was up there, and furthermore, if they were, I wouldn't have heard heels on hardwood floor. Okay, so that first story wasn't really that scary. I got all these ones that I'm gonna read. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4 stories that I got off of this site, and they titled the whole article "Scary Stories That Will Scare the Crap Out of You," and that one really didn't scare me at all. That one was just like, okay. Don't know what to say about that, other than whatever. Wasn't that scary at all. Let's jump into our next story. Alright, our next story is from a girl named Abby, and she titled it, "That's Right." It says, "I was at a slumber party in 8th grade with a few of my friends when we decided, stupidly, to have a seance in her unfinished basement." You're stupid. We were having fun and giggling as we were trying to figure out who to summon when someone suggested Jack the Ripper. He's a serial killer from the late 1800s. He used to kill women, and I don't remember everything that he used to do, but it was, ugh. and I immediately got a pit in my stomach. "No," I spoke up. "We shouldn't summon something evil." "That's right," called a man's voice from the other side of the cellar. There were no boys or men there. We were home alone. Another girl and myself heard it. Okay, that one is a little creepy. I am a little creeped out about that. 'Cause I will give her that one. That is a bit creepy. First of all, why would you decide to do a seance? Like, it's one thing to believe in that stuff and to investigate, but first of all, she was in 6th grade. No, sorry, 8th grade. And didn't know how to do any of that. So they could have done it wrong. They wouldn't know how to get rid of the spirit. I can list all the things that could have gone wrong with that. One of them could have gotten possessed. They wouldn't be able to get rid of the spirit. They would have done it wrong. My dog agrees. No bark. Nope, you're not getting up. So, sorry about that. So basically, there's a lot of things that could have went wrong with that whole situation. I'm just glad I wasn't there. Yeah, let's go to the next story. Alright, this one is a little longer. It is from a guy named Dave, and it is titled Demon in the Dark. Interesting title so far. My family traveled to the south of France to stay in a cottage owned by someone my dad worked for. The owners visited occasionally, but that summer it was free and we had 10 days booked in there. After a long 2 days on the road, we drove down a steep driveway towards a secluded mill cottage. With the water wheel sat static alongside the stone house, there was a deep cellar with stone stairs down under the wheel next to the house, and a small river circled the place. We went into the house and chose rooms, but being set down in a small coops, the house was draught and cold from lack of use. We settled in and turned all of the heating on, yet the house remained cold and felt damp. The first night, we had set a fire in the living room and listened to a couple of audiobooks before my sister and I went to sleep. My parents stayed up a little longer than went to bed. Around midnight, they both woke up at exactly the same time, and the door to their bedroom was opening slowly. At first, they thought it was my sister until they saw a large, dark silhouette of a man framed in the doorway, standing stock still, just looking in their direction as if appraising them. After a short period, the shape turned and started to move, as if satisfied, and disappeared. They looked at each other but didn't speak, and both went back to sleep. The next morning, the house felt warm and dry, and sunlight was back through the windows, as if something had lifted and accepted them. They spoke the next day, and both agreed that although they were skeptics, it could not have been anything other than something supernatural in that doorway deciding their worth. I have chills after reading that. And just so you all know, this is the first time I'm reading these too. So I'm guessing this from the story that this family went on vacation to France and they were staying in a secluded mill cottage, and it was very cold, like there was something demonic hinting to the title of Demon in the Dark, that there was something dark and demonic and evil. And when they woke up, it was warm, dry, and the sunlight was back. Which I'm guessing the day before it was daytime and there was no light. They didn't specify around what time they got there. So I guess that shadow figure that they saw, they just said a large dark silhouette, which would be a shadow figure, I know that much. That shadow figure wanted to know, are they going to harm me? What's going to happen? And I guess finally decided that they were fine. I don't know. But Dave said his parents are skeptics. So they believe in the paranormal and supernatural and all that kind of stuff. So, which I do too. I've had something similar to this happen to me. But not like cold and damp and just staying there staring at me and opening my door and staring at me while I'm in my bed. But I mean, it's pretty creepy. It is creepy. Alright, so this story is not as long as the last one, but it's still pretty long, and I think it's from the same lady that I read of the first story, because it's from Christy, and this one's titled House for Sale, Currently Occupied. When I was a kid, we lived in a haunted house. Strange things happened all the time. For example, my dad and I were alone in the kitchen one day making a snack. We put a plate on the kitchen counter and walked away to the fridge. We got what we wanted out of the fridge, turned around to walk back to the counter, and the plate flew off the kitchen counter and broke on the floor. My dad tried to calm me down by saying the plate must have blown off the counter, but let's face it, the plate wasn't near the edge of the counter, and there were no windows or doors open. No one else was home. Weird. I also woke up to an old lady standing by my bed on more than one occasion. I told myself I was dreaming. This part might be dark, but here's the rest of the story. Years later, I looked up the address and found that an old couple lived there for many years right before we moved in. Apparently, the house was broken into and the old woman was raped and murdered. The old man sold the house and moved. We were the first occupants since the incident. What the frick? We only lived there for about a year. My parents swear we moved so quickly because we got a better deal on another house nearby. But we know it was because the house was haunted and the priest they brought in to bless the place told them we should move. No joke. That one's it's not really, it's kind of scary at first, but then it's not. I don't know. I didn't get chills like I did on the last one. That's how I know, like, it's actually really scary. I watch, like, paranormal videos. Like, I watch MostRG, Oh My Gosh TV, Mindseed TV, Paranormal Files. I watch all those kind of channels on YouTube. And when I'm watching it, there are times I'll actually get chills up and down my body when something scary happens. I didn't get chills really during this, except for the plate flying off the kitchen counter and breaking. Other than that, I didn't get any chills. But yeah. I mean, I do believe that spirits of those who have died, if something bad happened to them, I do believe that their spirits get stuck here on earth. That might be like a religious thing, but I do believe that. So I do believe that that old lady, that old woman that lived in the house, the old woman who was raped and murdered, I do believe her spirit stuck around in that house and was trapped on earth and can't leave. I do believe that. I wouldn't have moved out. I would have called in a paranormal investigator to check it out, to see if the spirit was evil or not, and then I would decide from there. But that would just be me. So, yeah. Definitely, if you are haunted, have your house blessed. We should do that, but no one in my house believes me, so I can't have this place blessed because they won't believe me. But whatever. Let's get into some of my stories. I think I still have some time. So, I'll tell you some of mine. In fact, I will just tell you the ones from in this room. So, let's do that now. Alright guys, so my first story happens to have taken place in this room that I'm in right now, which is the living room. It happened Tuesday morning, November 19th. So I was heading into the living room, so I was coming through this doorway right here. I was coming from like back in this, there's a corner, there's like a hallway and past this wall, and I was coming around the wall, like the corner here, when I saw under the table that I have this setting on this table, it is over towards the fireplace area, and I saw a glowing orange blob dash across the floor. And not even 30 minutes later, right after I had just opened Temple 2, it had just gotten to the home screen of that, I had noticed something out of the corner of my right eye. So I look up from my phone, because I'm looking down at my phone, and I look up and it's still there, and I can see it a little better. It looks like a silhouette of a person. And I felt like I was being watched. It was really creepy and weird. So I look over, and standing right here where I'm pointing, can't really tell where I'm pointing, but right in here, so from up here and down, was a glowing orange figure that right when I looked at it, went around the corner and out of sight. Now, I did go looking for it again. When I went to tell my mom about it, I looked in the bathroom, I looked in the pantry, I looked in the kitchen, I looked upstairs, I looked downstairs, I looked all over the house, and it was nowhere to be found. Nowhere. It was really creepy. Really creepy. Alright guys, so I'm not actually going to move. I'm just going to tell you my stories. One thing that has happened to me that has scared the crap out of me would have been when I was sitting in my room getting ready for school. It was probably around 6 in the morning when all of a sudden I heard like 10 times, like that, like a boom, a really, really loud boom. Now, there was nobody up at this time but me. So, stupid me went looking around the house, and I noticed that the cabinet door in our kitchen had opened and closed by itself. Now, you might be asking yourself how I know this. I know this because it was open a little more than what it normally is. It doesn't shut all the way, so it's generally open probably about like this much, and it was open more than that. And I know the night before when we all went to bed that it was completely shut the way it normally is. But there was no other explanation. Nobody else heard it but me. I didn't have it on camera, which I'm really, really mad about. Or else I would have put a clip of it in this video. But it was like really creepy and it scared me. And what scares me even more is when I hear something happen and nobody else does. But like if I have it on video, I have proof that it actually happened. That way people know I'm not going crazy. Because my parents think I'm going crazy. My mom actually told me the other day, after I told her what happened to me Tuesday morning, she said, you need to talk to your therapist about this. And I'm like, I believe in this kind of stuff. She's like, well, I don't, and you need to talk to your therapist. She doesn't believe in the paranormal. She doesn't believe in spirits being trapped on Earth. She doesn't believe that this house is haunted. She doesn't believe half the stuff I tell her. It was just like really, really weird and creepy. Alright, so my next story is actually me seeing shadow figures in my room. There was one night, I don't remember when it was. I think actually the last story I just told you happened last year. I think. If my sister's watching, she'll tell me. She'll correct me. So, Tiff, you know who you are. Comment down below if that was actually last year or if I told you that over messaging this year. I think that was last year, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so my next story, I don't know when it was, but one night I was laying down trying to go to sleep. It takes me a while to fall asleep, so it might have been around like 11:30-ish. I don't remember an exact time or date. All I remember is I saw something black by my door. So I looked over and there was nothing there, but when I looked back at the wall straight ahead of me, I saw a figure gliding to the wall opposite of my door towards my window, like towards the corner of my room. And it was really creepy and I was scared and I was tracing it. And then when it got to the corner, it disappeared, like it went outside. That same night, I saw that shadow figure. I saw a black mask. The black thing that I actually saw by my door was the black thing that I saw by my door was actually a black mask. I have seen them all over my room, on the walls, in front of my bed. Yeah. I see them everywhere in my room, and it's really creepy. It's like my room is the most haunted room in the house. It's scary. And I sleep in the room with these things, these spirits. I will tell you my opinion on the spirits, though, at the end of this video, so please stick around. Alright, so we are going back to Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, evening-ish, I put up some Annalise. Now, I will show you in my Christmas video, because I do have a really cool Christmas video planned for you guys. But I was putting up some Annalise, and a few hours later I was going to bed. It's about 9:30. And while I was laying down, getting ready to actually like lay down. I was laying down, but I was actually getting ready to go to sleep. Right when that happened, there was a tap on my closet door, like a tap in the closet. Now I felt like there was something watching me. So I looked at the closet, and there was a white figure in my closet, and what I think I saw, I could be wrong, I think I saw this. I think I saw two glowing eyes looking directly at me. And when I looked, they were still looking at me, and then about 5 seconds later, they moved away. I also felt like there was something in my bed with me, which is weird. I've never felt that way before. Now, I've never actually been physically touched by a spirit ever. And I got poked lightly on the knee. Something lightly grabbed my foot, and I had severe chills up and down my whole body. Not just one side of me, not just a certain area, my whole body was cold. Now, I know I was not possessed at all, but it was weird, and it legit felt like there was someone in my bed with me, and I was creeped out, but I still went to bed anyway, and I was fine. I didn't put this down. Mark's not there anymore, but I did feel a burn on my hand, but right in here, and I actually had a mark on my hand where it burned, which has actually never happened to me before because I have never been physically touched until that night. So, it was weird. Wednesday morning, however, I was in the bathroom getting ready for school, and the lights were flickering. Now, I will put a clip of that in right now. As you can see, the lights were flickering on and off. It's creepy. It's weird. I didn't like it, but I still got ready and I still did my stuff. So yeah, there's that story. Another story, and I forgot to write it down again, was I was standing in the kitchen one morning. I'd gotten ready for school. I was taking my medicine. I was making my sandwich for my lunch. When again, all of a sudden I hear a loud thump. And when I went looking, there was nothing that could have made that thump at all. Now, I had that on video. I don't know what happened to that video at all. I will have to find that clip and show you guys at a later time. So I'll get back to you guys on that part. But again, nobody else heard it. No one. Like, no one woke up. Like, everybody was in bed and no one woke up. But I had video proof of this one happening. So they couldn't deny me of this one because I had proof. Another story. One morning I was standing outside waiting for my bus, and I felt the urge to walk up towards my front door. So I was just standing there, and I felt pulled towards my front door. And it was really weird, and I never felt that before. So I walked up towards my front door, and when I got there, a black mass darted up the steps to the door right in front of me. That creeped me out, so then I started back down towards the end of the driveway and felt the urge to turn back around but not to go up. So I did, and that is when, and try to keep in mind that the sun was up, so it was light out. But when I turned back around, that is when I saw one of our solar lights flickering. None of the other lights were on, just that one, and it was really creepy and scared the crap out of me, and I was happy that my bus showed up right at that exact moment so I could leave. Plain and simple. Now I will be continuing this video. I do not have the time to finish it tonight, but I am actually going to find more stories for you guys, and I'm going to continue this video later. So, I will get back to you guys with these stories. Alright guys, so that is it for today's video. If you all enjoyed it, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell for notifications, and also comment down below what you thought of this video, your own stories if you have any, and what you think some of my stuff means, because I don't know what it all means. So if you could help me out with that, that would be great. I will see you all in my next video. Peace out.